All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Bookmap stream. It is June 12th, 2024, a day that will live in infamy as we are doing a crazy historic move, blasting out of the top over and over and over again into 19,550. Now, I think we could have hit a temporary little place where we're going to at least consolidate. By the way, large red candle on oil as the oil inventories just came out. Crazy, crazy stuff. We've got 54.50, we have 54.54, and let's see what oil is going to do here with these inventories. Let me go take a look. Got to get the link for you, the Bookmap link. There we go. There you go. There's a new YouTube link for the new Bookmap stream. All right, so we have 54.50 is kind of just hanging out at the moment for ES. We just tapped that 54.50 area in a very, very small little top wick rejection, and NASDAQ is kind of doing the same here, right there in 19,550 and 19,512. Looking at CL, let's see where their new liquidity is. They have liquidity at 78.21 for CL and down to 77.04 after large red engulfing. So if CL can give out this little area, we might have some engulfing reds down after all that data. They've got a lot going on here. So watch out for 78.60 and then a little bit move down to possibly 78.28 right here. CES is still 54.50 and doing its thing. That's my price target. I'll put a limit order 54.65. Nice. What's up, YouTube? How's it going? What's up, Bookmap? Someone DoorDash on some energy drinks? I'm good. Yeah, this is absolutely ludicrous mode. Absolute ludicrous mode. 54.50 on ES. NVIDIA is straight a little bit selling here. Coming on down. 126.30. We'll see if we have a little bit of profit taking here. If we're going to have some profit taking, I could see it right about this area. So we'll see. Another bottom wick on NASDAQ to go even higher. 19,546. Not a single penny of selling since over 24 hours ago. An absolute blow off top. Crazy momentum move market. NVIDIA is putting on some decent red at the moment. Let's see. Oil starting to put on a little bit of selling down to liquidity. We'll see if we can grab this cat down here at 77 at the moment. Let's see, 256 iceberg. We got 78.20 down to 77 after a large print on the oil news. Who in the world has a cojones to get short on a day where all-time highs are everywhere? Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah, buddy. All right, 78.58 here. Let's see what that did. I think oil is about to shift lower down to 78.27 right there. So keep an eye out for that. A couple of top wicks right here, dropping back over. Can I share the screen? Yeah, my apologies. There you go. There you go. Just waiting. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, Dow's up to 39,005. So all I'm doing here after such a crazy run, obviously, is preparing for FOMC, but waiting to see how they start stacking liquidity, managing liquidity, if at all. 550 was kind of the upside liquidity here on NASDAQ, and ES down, or is up to 54.50, and we tapped all targets at the moment. So I'm going to give it ES 54.65. Papa needs some new shoes. Oh, yeah. It's Bookmap expiration time. Yep. I have two fibs showing 554.70 on the SPY. I wonder if we'll make it. I don't know. I think right now we're going to be possibly seeing a little bit of profit taking here after we hit this top liquidity level at the moment. And there goes oil lower. There we go. There it goes. 19,529 NASDAQ dropping back over. Just small, just slightly. Just slightly. If oil can take out this area, I think CL will start retracing back down to 78.22. And they're trying to. You see this a little bit of pressure here dropping back over. New low of the day for CL. We'll just see one of those little red engulfings and poof. Down we go. I'm already long the S&P at the moment. I don't have plans at all to short anything else at the moment. So what I'm going to continue to do is see if I can drive some opportunity elsewhere while the market decides to do something a little bit more rational. So we'll see. The fun stuff's already over. From here on out, it's probably drop, pop, grind, definitely. Yeah, probably. Large red engulfing is on CL, still dropping over 78.47 down to 78. There goes oil. 78.42. Here comes a little bit of red. On down, 78.42 down to 78.28. This is the type of action I'm looking for on the indices, is a little bit more strong liquidity level skewed. And there goes oil down to 78.20. And I'm rolling my stops down on oil. Poof, down we go. Exceptional. Now I'm starting to have a phenomenally green day after having to battle back. There goes the gabagoo. 54.50. There's still no indication to get out of any long on ES. NVIDIA is getting dumped at the moment, like a bad ex-girlfriend. ES has started to roll over here. In my opinion, if we get below 54.50 with some engulfings, I'll go ahead and close out of my stuff. Close out of my stuff. Here comes NASDAQ all the way back down right into 550. Large red engulfings. The first time we've had a decent engulfing, and I don't know. It's been 84 years. You jabronis. Large red engulfings on oil. You see that? Eating up through all that liquidity. It's like pulling up to Pizza Inn or Ponderosa and grabbing some pizza. Do y'all have a Ponderosa or a Pizza Inn way back in the day? In the 90s? That's where all the birthday parties were. And the Little League parties. 78.22 on CL. Tell us what Linda is probably planning to do right now. Heh. Sell. I have to mute real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. All right, so they just had a little bit of a liquidity wipe right here. 54.60, everything is gone. NASDAQ is coming back up, and of course, green candles to buy up the red. Surprise, surprise. 547 still on deck. Stopped out of oil. Nice profits. $19,526. Green candles buying all the way back up. Or I'm sorry, red candles buying all the way back up instantly. We have got ES is 54.50. We still have interest rate decisions at 2 o'clock and then 2:30. I still expect more volatility. And the higher this thing goes, the more volatility we're going to have. And it's going to get silly this afternoon. I'm looking forward to it. So we'll be back on streaming as well to do another stream. Probably 1:45 Eastern. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be insane. Apple new high of the day. NVIDIA is starting to have a little bit of profit taking. Microsoft is about to put another high of the day in. Dow's coming back over. The trend is our friend until Powell comes out and says we're dropping rates. Pause and says psych. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Newbie question: when liquidity is being eaten up, is that indication that the momentum is slowing and price action is more likely to reverse? Is that there's no more wall to break through and the price is more likely to continue the current trend? It depends on the book. If the book is heavily skewed to one side, I would expect to continue, aside from any kind of minor fluctuations, to transact through, into, and through liquidity if it's skewed. If it's balanced, then I expect more of a rangy type price action. The VIX is creeping up, yeah. A little bit of profit taking. A little bit of profit taking. Not much, but a little. What are your thoughts on a potential bullish target on TLT? Are you talking about short term or long term? Long term, I think it's going over 130. Short term, I don't know. I don't know. Google's missing out on the party. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Who's calling me? I got to take this call once. I'm sorry for all the interruptions. I got a lot going on. Be right back. All right. All right. I love getting great news. It's fantastic. Excellent. I just got word that they're putting in the driveway and they drug over an old well that's like 100 feet deep, like one of those big home wells. So they can't put a driveway there because there's an old well there. Excellent. I got to figure out something. All right. Anyway, so we had some red, of course, as expected. They're instantly buying it all the way back up, so no selling here. We've got 19,524. NVIDIA is about to put a new high of the day in. VIX is still at 1242. Fill it with cows, yeah. Large grade engulfing is about to put another high in for NASDAQ. ES is 19 is 530 ES. Now the only thing I'm looking for here is matters liquidity. I have no idea when the circus is going to stop. We've got ES into 54.53 and NASDAQ has up to 19,550. But they just removed that. So right now the order book is very, very light, but obviously there's absolutely no selling on this book. And if they continue this higher, it's just going to increase the volatility for FOMC. Fill it with cows. I love it. I love it. So all right. Oil is basing 78.35. NASDAQ is putting on liquidity down to 19,478. So they are starting to shift some liquidity higher down to lower. So that's something we could start to see for a possible pullback. Would I play it? Absolutely not. I'm not an idiot. Now you don't need to dig a new well. That's true. Man, they're doubling down on that. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. What is that? 19,476. We'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. Oh man. ES still has 54.52. Elevator for the bunker. Yeah, I love it. I love it. 516 there. NASDAQ is starting to come off a touch. Or they're just consolidating here. But they did put on a phenomenal amount of liquidity at 479, which that would be a very interesting day if they were to get down there. A very interesting day if they were to get down there. From here at least. 19,509. $511, $510. See if they could do it. All right, Apple's still going up. NVIDIA is putting on a small red, and they're trying to get down at least to the bottom of the range here. Interesting flows. CVD is going red. You see the CVD flip to negative 1,700. A little bit of red flow. Interesting stuff. Large red engulfings. Am I still on my calls? As of now, yeah. I'm getting ready to start rolling the stops up on them now. I'm still holding the puts too. I'm gonna see if I can get that historic move down. It's only 130 points down, which sounds crazy, but FOMC's done crazier stuff, and that could be a banger of a day if those come back to life. What was over the well hole? Dirt. I didn't even know it was there, so I told him to cut the driveway there, and he just called me and said, "Yeah, you can't put a driveway here." And you know that GIF of the kid, that small kid at the computer that gives the thumbs up? That's me. I'm like, yes, great. Large red down to 19,479, and so far, liquidity continues to be the big W, the big winner for this stuff. Wow. Large red engulfing is dropping. No, 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 no. Oh, man. I wonder what the odds are that Apex is going to deny my payout next week. Aggravates me. There comes the red. 19,500 trying to go for 479. Adjusted my in the money covered calls for more money. More. 200 times more. It's all about liquidity shifts right here. I do not have a crystal ball. I have no idea where this ludicrousness is going to stop. Maybe the ludicrous will stop in different area codes. Anyone? Bueller? 479 here is the only liquidity. Yeah, oil's still dropping. I'm telling you, look at the liquidity on oil. And they're still shifting down to 78.24 to 77.80. Liquidity shifting lower. That's all we got, and that's what we're going to play to. Let's see, what time is it? 11 o'clock. We have data in 3 hours. How the heck do you plug the top of a well with dirt? Well, it's one of those big hand-dug wells, so it's like 4 feet wide. So I'd have to just fill it with dirt, but either way, I'm not going to put a driveway on top of it. We'll see. Oh, man. Let's see what you did there. Oh, yeah. What a day, man. What a day. $78. Look for 78.23 here. If they clear this out, I could potentially see oil going down to 77.80. But you see the book here? This is a textbook liquidity shift, which is exactly what I want to use Bookmap for. They took off all upper liquidity. You see this cat here at 78.83 came off, and they're shifting lower, stair-stepping down from 78.26 to 10 to 80, and then 77.40, shifting lower and lower. So if you want to take short on something, if you have that little itchy trigger finger and you want to take some shorts, do it on oil, or at least maybe earlier. But certainly just wait for the indices right now. Just be smart. Just be smart. Another top wick still rolling. ES 54.42. And I'm going to close out my calls right here. I'm happy with them. Even if it goes up from here, I'm happy with them. I've gave it a chance to keep on going ludicrous mode. And I'm going to go ahead and shut them down, or put the stop right up against here, so one more drop down, it'll stop out. I think that's a smart decision. Oh, man. All right, sorry about that. 19,504. Keep watching oil, still kind of trudging on down, 78.24. Still dropping. ES is now put on 54.40 for a baseline. And y'all got quiet all of a sudden. Where'd y'all go? $5.54. ES is now, or NASDAQ still has that 475, and they're putting on a little down to 548. Coming on down. Over here, hey, I love you kept your name. I love you kept your name as Roaring Brewski. Still mystified by the well. I like it. New low of the day for oil. Maybe we could drill an oil well, as it's still because it's going down and we're talking about wells. So I'm just kidding. Terrible. It's always been Roaring Brewski. Inconsistent data for CL Rhythmic. Interesting. Apple's going new high of the day. Holy smokeronies. Wow. Wow. Everything took their wins and dipped. Oh, yeah. I got stepped out of my call from $1 to $3.70. Beautiful, DJ. Awesome stuff, buddy. Theta's got crushed on my long apples and stopped me out right before it went again. That's all right. That's still an awesome move. There goes oil. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Boom. You want to short something? Short oil. ES is probably going to come up, adjust this iceberg, and fill 54.40 before anything, although it's not very much movement. We're only talking about 3 points. We have a big FOMC day today. Up until about 2 to 3 months ago, June was considered the prime target for the first rate cut. Now we all know most likely it'll be September, although I suppose it could be today. I wonder if I identify as AI, do I become an automatic millionaire? Every day you have to wake up in the mirror and say AI 3 times. Heck, I'm going to create a company. I'll call it Aerotine International, and I'm going to go public with it. And I'm just going to every day make Twitter post on my company Twitter account. This is AI. We're generating the next new infrastructure of AI technology. I'll let y'all know when we go public. So I'm trying to make sure I understand our VPA Bible from Anna. Hopefully my logic makes sense. This is me reviewing ES on 4/19/24, so April 19th. The insiders accumulated all of the unnecessary inventory and decided to push the market higher, bottom wick and higher volume. On 4/29/24, a low volume test was performed, but the next 2 days revealed sellers at this level, so the price moved back lower. I like the terminology, man. Let me get over to it one sec. All right. Man, y'all remember when we were seeing if ES would break through 5,000 way back in the day? Now look at us. We're about to break through 6,000. Let's see. Low volume test performed, but the next 2 days revealed sellers at this level, so price moved back lower. Following this, we moved back up in the area of prior selling without any single volume spikes. This had been some time along the market. Let's see. So the buy up on 4/29. Yeah, so the retest of April 1st or so would be a good point in which to go long, because we bounced significantly on April 19th under high volume, which showed that we are to some sort of demand. We had a sell-off on April 30th, which resulted in a retest, which bounced us, which is typical for uptrend. We pop, and then we drop, retest, and then we launch, kind of like a trampoline. There goes CL, by the way, new low. Still selling. If you want to short something, short oil. And then 429 low volume test performed. Yep. So where I would have longed, me personally, is that you have two decent entry points. Once we took out the top wick on May 1st, and once we took that out on May 3rd, you can go long there at 51.28, or a great long point would have been when we started to breach on May 6th and hold that baby. ES is still looking for 54.40. You're very welcome. Great questions. That's what I want to see, though. That's what I want to see. Now, even on ES, I was bullish going into this week. Obviously, I was short-sighted. I didn't expect this much going into CPI. So we'll see. We'll see how things go. Right now, I'm kind of in a holding pattern to see what's going to go on next, so I could start to gain some traction. What a day, though, man. What a day. I'm very, very curious. Me always attempting to be a student of the markets. I'm very curious where this is going to go after all of this is said and done. Because my overall thesis is that we're going to return back to some level of normalcy, but it's hard to imagine normalcy after this stuff. It's absurd. Now, what is that new normal going to look like? Can I ask why Chuck Gibbs has such a hard-on for me? Man, I haven't heard that name in it for a while. He was a prior partner, and he was, I'm not going to get into it, but he misrepresented himself, and it led to a falling out. Yeah, he's a major douche. Is he still talking about me? I haven't mentioned him in like 3 years. I don't know why he hates me. I made him a couple of $100,000. Yeah. Imagine holding a grudge at someone that made you a crap ton of money. I ran into a live stream last night and recognized the voice. But is he still talking about me? That's the city. He's not making it with you anymore. Yeah. phenomenal. One day I'll tell you all that story, but I've made it a point not to mention his name for the last 3 years. But yeah. I mentioned Andrew in Options Millionaire, but although Andrew's not your real name. No, Andrew's my real name. I'm curious about this whole Chuck Gibbs thing. Chuck, he was veteran. That's who he's talking about. Yeah, the OG days. Nah, I hate Reddit. You know that's what burned me, dude. I had a lot of confidence in that guy, and I invested in him on bringing him on, and I created his own tier. You remember the $150 tier 4 server, tier 4 Patreon server, and I allowed him to take 400 to 500 of my members for his tier 4, and then once he got all his members, he bounced. He called me and said, "Sorry, I decided to do this spontaneously." And then I looked into his metadata on his website. He had set the website up before he even did anything with me, so months prior. So he had pre-planned it, and he bounced. Yeah. Very weird guy. I even flew out to Colorado to meet with him, like brought my wife with me. Um, had dinner with him. Absolute dumpster fire of a person. But anyway. No, it's all right. He even warned me like not to look at his wife. Like the dude warned me before dinner not to look at his wife because apparently his wife was like smoking hot. I was like, dude, have you seen my wife? Like, humble, but have you seen my wife? Like, I'm not hurting in the wife department. I'm good. I don't need to look at your wife. It's like, oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah, it was weird. Better not look at my wife either. Yeah, tell me about it. It's very odd. It was very odd. Very odd. So, 54.41 still dropping. It's all right, agnostic. Appreciate it. No big deal. No big deal. I'm over it now. You know, the way I see it, when people expose their hand to you and show you what kind of person they really are, thank them. You should be happy because they have shown you who they really are. And you sever the relationship, you chalk up deuces, and you hit the old dusty trail. What's your thoughts on Apple integrating OpenAI? If that's the case, I would have looked for a new phone. I don't know. I personally, I'm thinking about switching over to Android just to try it. I like trying new things, especially if they're going to do the old blue message thing. Took an odd turn there for a second. Collecting data, yeah. All right, 54.44 down to 54.40. Still kind of pinned. Maybe that's it until FOMC. Well, you know, I definitely don't want to badmouth another man's wife or anything like that. It's just it was odd that he made that statement. You know. 54.40. Yo, cheerio. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What happened to that younger kid who was really active in the server a while back? You mean Soul? He was the next one. Me and him had a big falling out, but we have actually since buried the hatchet, I guess you could say. We had a conversation. We're over it. You're looking at my wife, bro. Would it be a good idea to sell some puts against the 5300 puts to make into a PDS? Yeah, possibly. On a different note, the reason I brought it up more makes me think of him. The system would be getting ripped apart right now. I'm not a fan of selling way outside the main calls and puts. Man, the reason why, and I saw a lot of chat yesterday, and oddly enough, he's not here today. The reason why I do not like in-depth options data to be used as predictive tools is because that's what he did, and it smoked a lot of people. It is the exact same stuff he talked about. He talked about Charm, he talked about GEX, he talked about Gamma, and that's where he planned his trades, and it smoked a whole bunch of people. So it's my responsibility to control that stuff because you cannot use that as predictive tools. Any data out there that you could see in positioning, they are going to counter it. And I saw it firsthand. So you just got to be very careful with that stuff. That's why I'm very much against it. I don't like using that stuff as predictive tools. I'll come steer your cows now. I don't do drama, man. Yeah, I'm almost 40 years old. I don't do drama. All right, here comes ES at 55.40 right here. Liquidity here at this is the only remaining liquidity on the books. 0Ds have been pulling teeth lately. Just be careful with them. Zero's got to be respected. Almost 40, yeah. I'm almost 40. Don't remind me. Well, unfortunately, all the fun stopped after we got on the Bookmap stream here. But overall, 54. The 6440 is still there, and for the first time, you're starting to see them building a little bit more lower. 35, 20, 29, 22, that type of thing. I just turned 30. I feel like I'm on the precipice of death. Dude, it comes at you fast, dude. I remember being in my 20s, and all of a sudden I blink and I'm about to be 40. And I still feel like I'm in my, I still feel like I'm a teenager. Mentally. You are. That liquidity is still 19,479. With all the talk about algos, are they programmed for days like this, big news days? Well, the algorithms are keyed off at certain prices. You see them, that's why we have a certain bounce at a certain price, and then boom, it goes strong. So it keys off at certain prices because at a certain price, an algorithm is either programmed to start a run, or there's a certain hedging parameter that's initiated by an underlying portfolio parameters, like delta or whatever their parameter is. So yeah, they've got certain lines in the sand that when they transact, it kicks on and boom, they go. That's typically why we get those big liquidity sweeps. Sweeps out the book, clears out the order flow, and then off we go to the races. So seems like just yesterday I hit 40, blinking I'm closer to 50, 1 day older. Yeah, I mean, I could see why it goes that fast. It goes fast, man. This life so far has been a blink. A blink. Hit me with the blink. What do I expect for 1400 news? If I'm being completely honest with you, Arista, I have no idea. I have no idea. If my normal VPA brain kicks in, I would say we're going to have some sort of aggressive dump and then possibly a bounce back up and go even higher. However, I don't really know. I don't really know. You know, this is already gone beyond my intended move. So I don't know. I did get stopped out in the dentist chair. I love it. I love it. These IWM tickers are flying. I got to get some charts on Kofefi and charts to get a second opinion and share ideas. Particularly solar. Classic VWAP bounce. I'm playing for the dump, so you know it's not going to happen when we chop suey. It could. I can guarantee you one thing, though. It's going to be spicy, and it's going to be fun. We'll have fun. Oil got down to 77.90 and finally put on a small bounce. So beautiful. Was that 54.40 on ES, a sweep? It was a little too slow to be necessarily a sweep. It could have been just a minor liquidity sweep, but they just retested that pivot. If you go back and look at the that little consolidation range between 945 and 1009, that was just to come down and retest that level, and then they bounced. Right now, we're kind of on a very, very slow, very, very tight, I guess, downtrend on ES since 1030. In this little downward channel, NASDAQ is pretty much dead flat since about an hour ago, 45 minutes ago. But that's okay. You know, that's okay after the onslaught of buying we've had. Until then, you know, it's kind of just we're biding our time until the big dog comes out. And we start talking about his tie. I'm legitimately very curious what he's going to say. And if they actually do something, because you have to remember, in the modern FOMC world, the past 3 years, the FOMC has not done anything other than it's exactly priced in. And right now the Fed's rate's pricing at a pause. So anything more than that, and we will see incredible volatility beyond. Tie color poll. Yeah, we'll do one. Speaking of which, what y'all do on the poll we did earlier? Let's go look. The hard part about being in this position and running a server while y'all listen to my voice is when, one, I have no idea what I'm doing, or two, I get things completely wrong. And that's the part that sucks. Because I have to sit there and eat crow and manage positions and I'm in a tizzy to get things positioned and protected. Especially on a move like this. If you have to eat crow, it's always easier if you boil it first. Yeah. Yeah. 19532. Let's go look. I'm going to go take a look at CL. CL got absolutely dumped after the 1030 data, and they're coming back down into temporary support of about 77.30 and change. If you're a CL trader, beautiful short side trade after notifying at about 78.40. Dow's getting dumped. Wonder if we can hit 77.80. It's trying to. There's another red move for new low of the day. The first pivot on oil, I'd look for about 77.80. Right on the money. Great job, by the way. And below that is going to be about 77.20. Just supports, basic supports. If you go back and look at the 15-minute chart, you see them. Nice little supports. NASDAQ still has its 475 on the bottom. Trying to get down there. 3 minutes, though, we do have to wrap up the Bookmap stream. Oh, it's just an hour a day there. Anyone who's traded for 5 minutes realizes it isn't easy. And then add an audience, and that's crazy. You're awesome. Oh, appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you. It is very difficult. And I did have to learn a new level of emotional management when I began doing this. It's difficult. It's a lot more difficult. And I have to put extra thought into what I'm doing if I want any kind of credibility. So, appreciate that. You know, there's a group of online traders, streamers who get together, share ideas on how they grow their communities and succeed online. I would love that. I mean, I've got a little group I talk with a couple of Twitter dudes now, but I would love like a roundtable of just discussing stuff. Man, I'm all about positivity and who you surround yourself with. That's why I hate drama. So, I think what's the point? If I see someone that's doing better than me and he's a good dude, I want to learn from that guy. I want to get with him and and talk to him about what he's doing right and what can I learn from him and how can I improve my community. That's why I'm constantly talking to these dudes. Hey, what are y'all doing right? What are y'all doing that works? What are you doing that y'all members like to do, like they like to see? So it's all about having a round table, man. A round table. Because that's what was built in me in the Air Force. If you've got a pilot that's doing better than you, how can you improve? How can you talk to that dude and learn? You know, have a debriefing and trim up the losses and learn from the wins. I think of you as a seasoned analyst, and I take your analysis into account when I enter my trades, but I take full responsibility for what happens afterwards. Sometimes I agree with you, sometimes I don't, but I never blame you because it's no one even prefers to just get everything right all the time. Definitely. I appreciate that. And live asking just more to take big losses. I'm sure you. Oh, yeah. Well, thanks, Mr. 50. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. It's definitely a humbling experience. You should reach out to Nathan Mashaud, trader for a cause, and what he runs to investors on the ground. I will. Thank you. I definitely appreciate the suggestion. All right, y'all, that is 11:30. Unfortunately, I do have to call it a morning. I will be back on about 15 minutes prior to FOMC data posting, which is about 1:45 Eastern, 12:45 Central. I guess 11:45 Mountain, and 10:45 for our Western Coast peeps. So come back on in a few hours if you want to watch that. Should be a pretty fun time. Huge upside here, which could lead to a huge downside. We'll see. I don't know. We'll play what comes. Until then, hope you have a fantastic morning. Keep your shorts on your oil trade. Roll your stops down. And I'll see you in a bit. I'm out. See you.